The Harbingers used by the Awoken are weapons of mass destruction, but they are also sentient, creatures that speak, listen, and train with the Queen and her Techeuns. Most of these were destroyed, but just this past week, Mara's plan is to use the last and oldest Harbinger to traverse the ley lines and find the rest of Riven's eggs. Today we discuss the backstory of these creatures and just how important they may be in solving the portal mystery. The Harbingers are mysterious entities. Us Guardians have only seen them once during the Taken King. They are often referred to as Awoken superweapons, able to cause mass amounts of damage and destruction. Upon looking into the lore further though, we learn that these are actual sentient creatures that the Awoken have come to call friends. Dreaming City Patrol dialogue tells us that the Techeuns each used to bond with their own Harbinger and even train together. Harbingers were super powerful. They could destroy entire fleets and populations nearby, so they had to be used wisely. There are 8 known Harbingers that were used by the Awoken. The first known time that Mara would awake and deploy them was at the Reef Wars against the Wolves at Ceres. The Queen and her fleet rolls up into the asteroid belt against the Wolves and broadcasts the following. "I am noble too," she says, "O Lord of Wolves." The Kel doesn't mind a little banter before the kill. It gives the wolf ships longer to draw the battle away from Ceres. The Kel replies, "You have no line, you have no power." Captains and barons signal their readiness. Skolas and Persis and Irxis, Drevis, Pixis, Panxis, all of them bound by fear and loyalty, all ready for war. "Starlight was my mother." The Queen's ship whispers in eerie, erratic radio bursts. Servitors begin to report a strange taste in the void, and my father was the dark. Here at last, too late, the Kel begins to feel fear. "Call on them then," the Kel sounds, one last mocking signal before death and ruin, and see what help they offer. So the Queen calls, as only she can. Every servitor and every catch hears it. Every captain and baron roars their underlings as sensors go blind, as firing solutions falter, as reactors stutter and power systems hum with induction. Stealth fails, space warps. The House of Wolves shouts in spikes of war code, maneuvers wild, fires blind. Behind the Queen's ship, the Harbingers awaken. The next notable time the Harbingers appeared was during the Taken King. Techeuns and Mara would summon them to attack Oryx and his fleet near Saturn. This was all a part of the plan. The chamber was dark. The 7 of them were rarely in a room together anymore, but this was the eve of their greatest journey, a plan that overcame death and spanned universes. They were all connected in trance, communing as the ancients did. Speaking would tip their hand to the Harbinger mines they kept there, trophies from an ageless war and weapons in the right hands. Oryx could kill her if she holds on too long, Sadia offered through the silence, fearing what was to come. "We took an oath long ago, obedience even in the face of defeat." Nasha despised fear. Only a defeat here, now, not there, then. Ilin wandered between the 2 sides of 3. The amulet around her neck marked Ilin as the Coven's mother, granting her visions beyond the veil, places only the Queen could go. "So we hope." Callie had long sought the power of the amulet, but Techeuns are taught not to desire. "Our Queen awaits." Lysiel attempted to end the challenges. There was little time and a war to fight. "We cannot send them all," Portia reminded. "All but one, the oldest. It stays with us." Sadia, Callie, Shuro, take the children. Tell her they are to be planted into a dead thing to have children of their own. A plan hid behind Ilin's eyes, but Techeuns do not share their eyes with others. What if they are not wise enough for the dreadnought? Ilin turned back to the source. "Sadia, do you not have faith in our Queen?" The Harbingers did cause destruction as seen in the cutscene, but ultimately had no known effect on the Taken King and his dreadnought. They did allow Mara to complete her plan though, this one that spanned universes as said. The plan was always to die here and come back in her throne world, take up this new power, which she did. But the Harbingers would suffer a different fate, dying alongside of her, or most of them. A time later, Petra took on a mission to return to this space and search through the wreckage. What she found was a cloud of matter, what remained of the Harbingers themselves. From the Telesto Grimoire card, it says this: expanded search of Saturn's nearby moons produced only one notable discovery. A cloud of Harbinger matter collected around Saturn's 13th moon, designation Telesto. A sample is enclosed for your examination. Vestiges of the Queen's Harbingers yet linger among Saturn's moons. Telesto is an Awoken weapon in design, so it's interesting if any part of the Harbingers were used to forge the tricky fusion rifle, but parts of those 7 Harbingers remained around this Telesto moon. This season, in Season of the Wish, Marasov might use the last and oldest Harbinger. We run into an issue in the ley lines. The eggs are sort of drifting further and further out, so Petra and Mara's plan is to send in this last Harbinger to search through and find the eggs for us.
You've made excellent progress, but the remainder of the clutch will never reach us if they remain on their current trajectories. Queen Mara and her Techeuns once communed with the Harbingers, entities that can traverse the weft and weave of the ley lines. Mara's personal Harbinger can bring the clutch home, but she'll need to guide it with a signal. We need you to retrieve a Starlight Lodestone. It's a channeling medium the Queen can use to signal the Harbinger.
We gather the Starlight Lodestone, some type of Awoken device or artifact that Mara will use to signal the Harbinger through the ley lines. Now the Harbinger creature is sentient, and although Mara has some control over it, it can think and move on its own according to previous lore. This could help us find the eggs for sure, but remember, it's also a massive superweapon. Now we know characters like the Techeuns and Mara are able to summon them and use them in this way, but could Riven somehow use them against us? So there you have it, Guardian, some details and lore on the backstory of the Harbingers. Wanted to make this video as they popped up again in this week's story, and if you didn't know what they were, give you a little backstory and their history. The Awoken have some pretty great lore. They've been to other universes, pocket dimensions. They have these magic witches and of course a queen that can summon all these strange powers. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.